Hey y'all, so I'm Antonio Marzan. I'm 16 years old. I'm from Rizal National Science High School. And for today's video, I will be discussing to you the conditions that determine a hyperbola. So in this lesson, I would be teaching you guys on how to find the standard equation of a hyperbola given the graph, the length of conjugate axis, the length of transverse axis, and the distance of foci from the center. So without further ado, let's start now.
So the standard equation of hyperbola is x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared if it is a horizontal hyperbola, and y squared over a squared plus x squared over b squared if it is a vertical hyperbola. So there's an equal one. I'm so sorry. So is the standard formula for the horizontal hyperbola. And this is the standard formula for the vertical hyperbola. So as you can see, I'm shaky because I'm just the one videoing this, so sorry for that. So yeah, that's the standard formula or equation for the horizontal and vertical hyperbola.
So we must first look at the given, and since I don't have a proper editing app for this kind of video, I'm just gonna write the given on a piece of colored paper and make some sliding effects like this and some sound effects. So the given is the transverse axis length, which is 14, conjugate axis length, which is 10, and the transverse axis lies on the x-axis. And if the transverse axis lies on the x-axis, then it is a horizontal hyperbola. So let's now work on solving for the standard equation.
So to get the value of a and b, we have to equate 14 to 2a and equate 10 to 2b. So 2a is equal to 14, and let's find a. So 2a 14. So the value of a is 7. So let's now equate 10 to 2b. And find the b also. So yeah, the value of a is 7 and the value of b is 5. So to get the standard formula of this problem, we have to square the value of a and the value of b. So since it is a horizontal hyperbola, we will be using x squared over a squared plus x squared plus y squared over b squared. So x squared over a squared, and the value of a is 7, so we have to square it. It will become 49 plus y squared, and the value of b, and we will square it, so it's 25 is equal to 1. So that's the answer to problem 1, the standard equation of this problem.
So let's now look at the given for the second example. So the given for the second example is the length of the transverse axis, which is 24, the length of the conjugate axis, which is 18, and this time the transverse axis lies on the y-axis. So we'll be using the formula equation y squared over a squared plus x squared over b squared is equal to 1. So let's now work on finding the standard equation.
So again, we have to get the half of the conjugate axis length and the transverse axis length. So 2a is equal to 24. Get the value of a, cancel. That's the value of a, so let's get the value of b to be 15. Okay, now we got the value of a and b. So since it lies on the transverse axis, lies on the y-axis, we will be using the standard equation y squared over a squared plus x squared over b squared is equal to 1. So y squared over a squared, so the value of a is 12, so if we square it, it will now be 144 plus x squared over b squared, the value of b is 9, and if we square it, it will become 81. So input is equal to 1. So yes, that's the standard equation for the second problem.
Now let's look at the given for the third example that I will be explaining to you. So these are the given: the length of the transverse axis 18, the distance of foci from center 11, and the transverse axis now lies on the x-axis again. So I think I'll be having a hard time explaining this to you guys because it's a little complicated. So yeah, let's start on working for the standard equation.
So in this example, we have to find the values of a, b, and c because we'll be using the Pythagorean theorem now. So to find the value of a, we have to get again the half of 18. So you have to equate 18 to 2a. So 2a 18. Now we got the value of a. So the value of b is missing, so we'll just continue to find the value of c. But as I'm seeing right now, the distance of foci from center is already the c. So the value of c is already 11. So we'll just have to use the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared. But to make it easier, we'll just have to use b squared is equal to a squared minus c squared. And we have the value of a and c, so we just b squared is equal to a squared, so 9 squared is equal to 81 minus the c squared, so 11 squared is 121. As you can see, the answer is negative, so I think we'll be making the answer an absolute value. So b squared is equal to 40 and negative 40, and then we'll have to get the absolute value. B squared is equal to 40. So yeah, we got now the b squared, and now let's get the standard equation for this. The transverse axis lies on the x-axis, so it is a horizontal hyperbola. So we'll be using x squared over a squared. A squared is 81 plus y squared over b squared. So y squared over b squared, the value of b squared is 40 is equal to 1. That's the standard equation of the third example.
So what if the given or example is like this, a graph? And if you don't have an idea,
So if a graph is given, first look at the transverse axis. Look at where it lies. So this is the transverse axis. It lies on the x-axis. So I think this is a horizontal hyperbola. As you can see by the graph, it is a horizontal hyperbola. And the next thing that you should do is look at the points. Look at the x value in the transverse axis. It says here that it is 5. So you must assume that 5 is the value of A. Same with the conjugate axis. Look at the y value and assume that it is the value of B. So that's it. So when writing the standard equation, again, this is a horizontal hyperbola. So we must use x squared over a squared. So the value of a is 5, so we must square it. 5 squared is 25 plus y squared over b squared. The value of b is 3, and if we square it, it will become 9 is equal to 1. So that's it. The standard equation of this graph. Yay!
And that's it. That's how you find the standard equation of a hyperbola given the graph, the length of the conjugate axis, the length of the transverse axis, and the distance of the foci from the center. So I hope you guys learned something from me, learned something from this video. If you learned something, so give this video a thumbs up. If you didn't, dislike the video. I don't care. And subscribe to this channel. And it's a bye for now, I think. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye.